He left me for her, said I was too much to handle. I was pregnant with his child when he moved out. A year later, he came back, begging for forgiveness. But then I handed him the paternity test results. She'd been pregnant, too. But the baby wasn't his. He walked out on me. Now he's walking away from her. He said I was too much. Too much to handle, too intense, too emotional, too everything. We were sitting at the kitchen table, the one we bought secondhand and promised to replace. The one where I told him I wanted to start trying for a baby. The one where he said nothing for a full minute before looking up and saying he felt trapped. "You make everything heavy," he muttered. I asked what that meant. He looked at the wall, not at me. "It's like pressure, like work, like I can't breathe around you anymore." I didn't yell. I asked if he felt this way before or after he started pulling away. Before or after the late nights. The new passwords, the quiet withdrawal, he didn't answer that. He just said I was exhausting, that he missed when things were easy, that I used to be fun. Then he stood up, walked to the sink, and said the part he came to say, "There's someone else." It wasn't planned. Her name didn't matter. What mattered was how relaxed he looked when he said it, like relief, like a weight had been lifted. Then he left me for her, said she was easier, said she didn't ask so many questions, said she just wanted to be happy, like that was a character trait I lacked. He packed in 20 minutes, grabbed what he wanted, left what he didn't, took the good towels, left the photo of us from last summer turned face down on the counter. I didn't beg, I didn't cry. I watched him open the front door like it was just another room in the house, one he never planned to come back to. "She doesn't pressure me," he added, as if that explained everything. "She was soft," he said. Easier, what he meant was, she hadn't seen him fail yet. He didn't hug me goodbye, didn't look back, just walked out like he was right. And just like that, I went from partner to placeholder. I was pregnant when he moved out. I found out 3 days after he left. Not with a dramatic test in a bathroom, not with tears, just silence. 2 pink lines and a clock that wouldn't stop ticking. I didn't call him. I didn't tell anyone. I sat on the edge of the bed, the one we used to share, and stared at the dresser he forgot to empty. Socks, cufflinks, a receipt from the grocery store where we used to argue over brands. I didn't make a plan that day. I made a decision. I would raise this child alone, not out of strength, out of necessity. Because the man who couldn't carry a conversation wasn't going to carry a baby through its first years. He'd made his choice, and now I was making mine. He didn't check in, not once. No calls, no texts, no questions, nothing, just photos, him and her, smiling on beaches, holding drinks, tagging each other in captions that sounded like they'd been waiting years to say them out loud. Real love feels easy. Everything makes sense now. Meanwhile, I was measuring baby kicks and researching strollers. I was throwing up at 3 a.m. and walking myself to prenatal appointments while pretending I wasn't hoping to see his name on the sign-in sheet. He posted about concerts. She posted about brunch. They moved like nothing existed before each other. And I moved carefully, body aching, back sore, belly stretching with a future only I was preparing for. Every time I thought about reaching out, I remembered the way he left. Light, effortless. He wasn't just absent, he was proud of it. I gave birth without him. No flowers, no calls, no name on the contact list. Just me and the nurse holding steady eye contact while I screamed through the final push. The room was cold. The lights too bright. The silence after the cry louder than anything I'd heard in months. They handed her to me and I forgot how angry I was. Not at him, at everything. At the fact that this moment, sacred, brutal, life-altering, would never exist in his memory. He wouldn't know what her hair smelled like in that first hour. Wouldn't hear the noise she made when they wiped her down. Wouldn't see me hold her like I'd been waiting for her my entire life. She was perfect. And I was exhausted in a way no one prepares you for. I didn't say his name. Didn't think it, because this moment belonged to us, and he didn't earn a single second of it. Her baby was born 2 months later. They posted the announcement like it was a prize, matching outfits, soft lighting, her in full makeup. Him holding the baby like he just discovered fatherhood. Complete. Our greatest joy. Worth every moment. Comments poured in congratulations, heart emojis, people saying how happy he looked. No one mentioned the timing. No one did the math, but I did. I looked at the photo and saw what they wanted everyone else to see: a family, a future, a fresh start. I knew better. Because behind the glow and the hashtags was a man who hadn't shown up for his first child, and a woman who'd built her foundation on what he walked away from. They looked proud, they looked finished. But I wasn't, not with them, with myself. I stayed quiet, didn't comment, didn't post a thing, didn't send a single text to remind him what he left behind. While they curated joy, I built a life. Early mornings, daycare drop-offs, grocery runs with a baby strapped to my chest, and a list I never had time to finish. Work emails at midnight. Bottles at 3 a.m. lullabies hummed from muscle memory. There was no applause, no likes, no one saying "you've got this." Just me, my child, and the slow rhythm of survival turning into stability. The first time she laughed, I didn't think of him. The first time she said, "Mama," I cried quietly, alone in the kitchen, holding a spoon with one hand and her with the other. I didn't chase him. I didn't compete. I raised our child without needing his presence or his permission, and I got stronger doing it. He reached out a year later, texted first, something vague, careful. "Hey, just wanted to check in, been thinking about you." Then a call. I didn't answer, let it ring, let it go to voicemail. He left a message like we were old friends who drifted, like there hadn't been a child born in his absence. Like I didn't watch him choose someone else and then disappear. 2 days later, another message. "I know I messed up, I just miss what we had. Missed the version of me who hadn't yet survived without him. Missed the simplicity of nostalgia, not the weight of accountability." He sounded polished. Regretful, maybe, practiced. Like a man who realized too late that not every door stays unlocked. He said he wanted to start over. We met at a cafe, neutral ground. He showed up wearing the same cologne, the same easy smile, like time hadn't passed, like the things he broke weren't still in pieces he couldn't see. "You look good," he said, like that was a compliment, like my survival had anything to do with him. He talked about the past like it was a foggy misunderstanding. We were both overwhelmed. I didn't know how to handle it. She was just there. He didn't say her name, didn't say our daughters either. He said things like, "Let's try again, and we owe it to ourselves." I stirred my coffee, let him speak. He thought he was here to reconnect. He didn't know he was here to learn something. I invited him over, not to reconnect, not to reminisce, to finish what he started. The apartment was clean, quiet. My daughter was already asleep in the next room, the kind of peace he'd never earned but still thought he could walk into. He stepped inside like he belonged there, commented on the furniture, asked if that was her room, smiled when I said yes. I let him hold her, just for a minute. He looked proud, said she had my eyes, said he couldn't believe how big she was already. I nodded, then handed him the envelope. Thin, unlabeled, sealed. He frowned. "What's this?" "Open it." His hands slowed, the way they do when a man starts realizing he's not leading the moment anymore. He opened the flap, pulled out the results. I didn't say a word, because I didn't need to. The results were clear. One line with his name under biological father. Another, a different name, under a child that wasn't mine. His eyes moved too fast across the page. Like if he read it quickly enough, the truth would change. "This is for her kid?" he asked, voice cracking just enough to confirm he already knew the answer. I didn't nod, didn't flinch. The child he left me for, not his. The one he abandoned ours to raise, someone else's. He blinked hard, looked at the floor, back at the page, then at me. "You ran the test?" he asked. No, she did. And she left it where people who pay attention find things. He tried to defend her, said she didn't know, said it was complicated, said things happen and people make mistakes. She was scared, he added, like that was new information. He kept talking, stringing excuses together like they might form something solid. Like if he said enough, one of them might land. She didn't mean to lie. I watched him. He was trying to rewrite her story the same way he'd tried to rewrite ours, softer, cleaner, convenient. I didn't argue. I didn't ask him to stop. I just let the silence do what his words couldn't. Because somewhere in the back of his mind, he finally understood. He had walked out of one truth and straight into another lie. I told him what I knew, calm, direct. No edge in my voice because I didn't need one. "She was seeing someone else long before you moved out." He opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. She told people she wasn't sure who the father was, said it didn't matter. Said you were too in love to care. Still, I didn't raise my voice. I just said it like a line item, like facts on a report. You left me for a story she made up, and you built your life on it. He didn't deny it. Didn't ask who told me. Didn't ask how I found out. Because the truth doesn't need backup when it's already been waiting in the room. He looked down at the paper again, the one that proved everything I just said. And for once, he didn't interrupt. He asked if we could try again. His voice was low, almost soft, like he thought gentleness could undo history. I made a mistake, he murmured, but I never stopped loving you. I smiled. Not kindly. You stopped when I needed you most. He tried again, said we could start fresh. Said we could be a family for real this time. Said he wanted to step up, to be present, to do better. The desperation came slowly, in the shift of his posture, the way his voice caught on certain words, the way his eyes kept searching mine for something that wasn't there anymore. I let him finish. Then I stood, not to leave, to end it. I told him to leave. No yelling, no theatrics, just the door wide open the same way he left it the last time. He didn't move right away, stared at the floor, then at the photo of our daughter on the shelf, then at me. You're really not going to try. I didn't answer because I already had, alone for a year, while he was busy playing house in someone else's fantasy. He walked slower this time, no confidence in his step, no ease. Just silence and the quiet realization that there wasn't going to be another return. He paused in the doorway like he wanted to say something, anything that might soften the damage. But there was nothing left to soften. So he walked. And I closed the door behind him. She called me later, screaming, crying, accusing, said I ruined everything, said I manipulated the test, said I wanted to hurt her, to humiliate him, to destroy their family. I didn't respond. She went on about betrayal, hers, not mine, about how he was confused, about how I was the real problem even now. Her voice cracked mid-rant, then rose again, then collapsed into sobs. I held the phone away from my ear. Let her fill the silence with whatever version of herself she needed to perform. She thought this was a conversation. It wasn't, it was a mirror, and I wasn't standing in it anymore. I hung up without a word, didn't defend myself, didn't clarify, didn't meet her where she was, loud, messy, unraveling. I tapped end and set the phone down like it hadn't happened. The next day it rang again, same number, no voicemail. Then a text, please just talk to me. Then another. I didn't respond. I wasn't trying to punish her. I just finally understood what it meant to owe someone nothing. She made her choices, he made his, and I made peace with mine. He's walking away from her now. Same steps, same silence. Same look on his face, like maybe it's not his fault, like maybe life just did this to him. But it wasn't life. It was choice. Repeated. Intentional. He left her the way he left me, slow enough to pretend he struggled with it, fast enough to never take responsibility. They say he's crashing on a friend's couch, that he's trying to figure things out, that he's not seeing the baby much. The people who defended him are quiet now. The ones who told me I was too much don't say that anymore. He lost everything he chased, and I didn't have to lift a finger. I didn't win him back. I won myself. He lost 2 families trying to prove he deserved better than what he broke. I rebuilt one from scratch, from truth, from grit. It's not perfect, it's real. Mornings are still chaos. Nights are still long, but there's laughter in our home that doesn't need performance. There's love that doesn't ask me to shrink to fit it. My daughter knows who shows up. She knows who stays. And she doesn't ask about the man who walked out twice. We don't need his apology. We don't need his presence. We have peace. And no one can take that from us now. Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love you all.